Hello students, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you for this new session 2020 and 21. Children, my name is Pooja Rastogi and I am going to teach you social science for this session 2020 and 21. Now, before beginning with the topic or the chapter, I would ask you to just look around yourself and see how many objects you can recognize. Say if you are in your room, you will be seeing your fan, you will be seeing electricity working, you will see your television, you will see your bed. All these commodities or goods are useful to you, isn't it? So if a commodity or a substance which is helpful in satisfying our needs, our desires, are termed as resources. Now, what is the meaning of the word resource? Resource is simply a good or a commodity or a substance which is satisfying our needs. A commodity which is satisfying our needs is termed as a resource. Now, resource is having two parameters. Number one, utility, and number two is its value. Value can be termed as worth also. Importance is it? Now I'll give you one example. If this is a commodity, this is a pen, children, it enables me to write properly. It enables me to write on a piece of paper and complete my task. So with the help of this pen, I am able to write whatever points I need to write. Therefore, it is fulfilling the criteria of utility. And the second parameter, which is value, it has a deep value to me. If the pen was not there, I wouldn't have been able to write on a piece of paper. Now, I think you must have got a clear idea of what do you mean by the term resource. Let's quickly have a look with these important aspects of the two parameters. Number one, utility, and number two, value. Number one, water, electricity, rickshaw, vegetables, textbooks, everything we see in common are commonly known as resource. Water helps us satisfying our thirst. Then rickshaw puller is helping us to commute to the desired destination. Textbooks, children, you all are aware that now without textbook you won't be able to understand the chapter. This laptop through which I am accessing the technology. Even if this electricity is giving us scope to modify the new interventions through it. These LED, these tube lights, these fans, these air conditioners, all these are the new interventions of electricity. Now, second, they have all been used by you, so they have utility. Children, if we are using a commodity, if we are using a substance, of course, the term using is referred to as utility. If a thing is not usable to us, if I don't need a pen, I will not even take this pen and I will not write. So this resource, this substance, this commodity will not be fulfilling the parameter of utility. Unless and until a resource is utilized by us, it is not fulfilling the parameter of utility. Now let us look at the next point. Utility or usability is what makes an object or a substance or resource. Children, as we have discussed, utility is simply a commodity which is helping us to use that thing. If I am using this laptop, it is fulfilling the purpose of the explanation of the content to you. Water, if we are not thirsty, we are not going to drink water. So the utility of the water is to satisfy the human's thirst. Now I hope utility is values. Things become resources only when they have a value. Its use or utility gives us its value. Now, children, if you were not having the NCERT books, children, then only you would have understand the value of the textbooks. If you were not having the content in your hands, children, you won't be able to know what the chapter is talking about. Am I right? I'm sure you all will be agreeing. Now, let us take an example of your writing copies, your text copies, your books, isn't it? So, if a teacher is asking you to complete your assignment, unless and until you have a text copy or a textbook where you are going to complete your assignment, you won't be able to understand its value. Children, when you are using a resource, then only you are going to understand its worth, its value, its importance. You cannot do your assignments anywhere on the wall. You cannot do your assignments anywhere on the tables, on the bed, isn't it? Or on the doors of your rooms. No. That talks about the value of those prescribed copies which you use for completing your written work. Isn't it? Now, the second point for value. Value means worth. We all have understood that worth of this substance, of this pen. Worth is that it is enabling me to write. If the pen was not having that ink, it wouldn't help me in writing. Then, children, its worth is zero. Isn't it, children? Now let us quickly go through the third point. Some resources have economic value, some do not. Children, we all can see the economic value. Economic value is nothing which talks about, it only talks about prices. Some resources have economic value. For example, air. Breathing in fresh air, is it costing anything? No, children, that is free. But yes, mind it, children, air is also a resource. Then let's talk about this laptop. Is this laptop having any economic value? Yes, of course. It costs us a huge economic value. So, children, some resources have economic value, some do not. For examples, number one, we discussed air, which is having no economic value. But yes, if we are going to utilize air into different measures, it can create and enable us to get that economic value. This pen, this laptop, all these are having economic value. Water in the rivers, water in the glaciers or the trees, the leaves, all these are considered a resource, but they do not have economic value. Children, and the last point here, some resources can become economically valuable with time. A very, very simple example. Children, some resources can become economically valuable. For example, our fossil fuels. These are natural, biotic resources which after a long period of time are considered to be a huge economical valuable resource. You will get this thing more clear once you keep on reading your chapter through your mobile phones with NCERT book. Let us move further, children. Children, do you know how we can enable a natural resource or simply a resource into more usable resource? Children, that talks about some important steps. For example, time, technology are the two important factors that can change substances into a resource. Children, if this river water, it is flowing naturally in the rivers, it is simply a resource. But with devotion of little time and the technology put into, that can create generation of hydroelectricity. So now I think it is clear to you that time and technology, when combined together, they can help a simple substance turning out into a useful resource. Let's see the next point. Both are related to the needs of the people. Children, time is also relating to the need of us, need of the people. Technology, of course, yes. Technology has enabled the human beings to get into the new world of new scopes of development and advancements. People themselves are the most important resource. It is their ideas, it is their knowledge, it is their interventions and discoveries that lead to creation of resources. Now children, this point has three important aspects. Number one, the ideas. For example, before the generation of hydroelectricity took place, children, that was the first idea into somebody's mind to use this river water into some useful purpose. Apart from having this as a substance, as a simple resource, we can have this river water into different other purposes. And that idea led to the intervention of knowledge. The person who has that knowledge, who can generate this river water into hydroelectric power. Then interventions, after knowledge, after idea are being made, then people are turning out with new interventions, new discoveries, and then it leads to the world which is full of creation and discoveries. Let us look at the next point. The technology to create hydroelectricity has turned energy in fast flowing water into an important resource. And hence, when a human's idea number one, its intervention with knowledge and then technology is ultimately enabling us to get access through the hydroelectric power. Now children, let us move to the next topic. As we all can see, this huge illustration of resources. The topic resources itself, we have understood what is the meaning of a resource. We all know now what is a resource. Then, after resource, let us quickly see its classification. Number one, natural resource. Number two, human resource. Children, remember, always in social science, the terms are giving you the hints to decode the meaning. The terms are always having the meanings hidden in itself. For example, natural resource. As the name indicates, natural. Something which is occurring naturally. No hindrance, no interventions, no interference. Some resource which is occurring naturally is termed as a natural resource. On the other hand, the general second classification of a resource is human resource. So if it is natural resource, then on the other hand, human resource. Human, as the name indicates, humans. That is us, me, you, all the people around us. We are also a resource, children. Are we fulfilling the first two categories of completing the title of a resource? Yes. We have our worth and we are having utility for others. Children, if we were not having those youth scientists who discovered so many discoveries, then how are we going to see this world without those discoveries? Of course, it is man's utility and it's his knowledge and his ideas which has enabled man to turn out into human resource. We are fulfilling the two parameters, the two criteria of being a resource. Number one, utility, and number two, which is worth or value or importance. Now children, let us classify the natural resource. Natural resources are divided again into two parts, renewable and non-renewable. as the name indicates. Renewable. If you break the word renew, renew is to generate. So those natural resources which can be renewed, which can be replenished again and again, are termed as renewable resources. On the other hand, the second classification, which is non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources, as the name clearly indicates, children, non-renewable resources which cannot be renewed, which cannot be replenished again, are termed as non-renewable resources. Now let us see the classification of human resource. Human resource is classified into structures and institutions, quantity and quality. Children, structures and institutions. We humans are only building these huge houses, these huge buildings, institutions, colleges, schools. In these institutions or the structures built by us, of course, it is the humans only who are coming out with these discoveries and these creations. On the other hand, the second classification of human resources, quantity and quality. There is a huge parameter of quantity and quality when we divide human resources. Now let us look at the renewable resources. Renewable resources can be divided into two, continuous or biological. Children, continuous from the name itself must be giving you a hint. Something which is continuous, something which is into a continuous process. For example, the flow of the river water, isn't it? Or the growth of trees, or the moving air. All these resources are termed, are grouped under continuous resources. Now, on the other hand, children, biological resource, which Mother Earth, the nature has given us, are known as biological resources. Children, biological resources on the other hand is giving us two classifications. Number one, natural vegetation, and the second is wildlife, which in general we all know as flora on one side and on the other side it is fauna. Flora talks about all the plants and vegetation over the earth's surface. Fauna talks about all the species of animals on the earth's surface. Now let us move further, children. Children, after this classification, we will be talking about the types of resources in detail. But before that, I would request you all to go through the chapter very nicely, very thoroughly, and read the basic details of the chapter so that you are able to complete the assignment which I am attaching with this video. Thank you and have a very, very good and blessed day. Thank you.